government's stance on
In a development that could reshape South Asia's diplomatic landscape, Pakistan's Army Chief Field Marshal Asim Munir is set to travel to the United States once again, marking his second high-level visit to Washington in just 2 months. A move that reflects Islamabad's growing proximity to the Trump administration at a time of tense geopolitical rebalancing. This visit, reportedly confirmed by top Pakistani media outlets, comes at a moment of critical strategic alignment between the two countries, even as Washington escalates a bitter tariff battle with India, raising questions about whether the U.S. is recalibrating its regional alliances under President Donald Trump's unpredictable second term. On Wednesday, U.S. President Donald Trump announced a fresh round of tariffs, an additional 25% on Indian exports, citing what he called New Delhi's unacceptable decision to continue importing Russian crude oil despite American sanctions, a move that takes the total tariff burden on Indian exports to a whopping 50%. This unprecedented hike has significantly impacted Indian trade competitiveness in the U.S. market, sparking concerns among exporters and prompting a swift and strongly worded response from the Indian government. India's Ministry of External Affairs called the move unfair, unjustified, and unreasonable, asserting that India's energy decisions are made independently, driven by national security and economic imperatives, not by external pressures or diplomatic coercion. The ministry further stressed that oil imports, including from Russia, are based on market conditions, pricing, and India's need to ensure affordable energy access for 1.4 billion citizens, noting that similar decisions are being made by several other nations acting in their own self-interest. Asim Munir's last visit in June had already raised eyebrows, especially as it included a rare personal lunch hosted by President Trump at the White House. And according to Pakistani newspaper Dawn, Munir had hinted at a return visit later in the year, which now seems to have been fast-tracked amid growing alignment between Washington and Islamabad. That alignment was further reinforced just last month when U.S. CENTCOM Chief General Michael Eric Kurilla visited Pakistan and was conferred the prestigious Nishan-i-Imtiaz, military, by the government in Islamabad, a gesture of goodwill rarely extended to foreign military leaders and symbolic of deepening defense cooperation. But while U.S.-Pakistan ties warm, tensions between India and the U.S. have remained on edge, particularly since India's launch of Operation Sindoor, a targeted military counterstrike following the horrific terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam that left 26 innocent civilians dead. Following the operation, President Trump controversially claimed that he was the one who brokered a ceasefire between India and Pakistan, a claim firmly and repeatedly denied by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government, which has maintained that the operation was both time-bound and non-escalatory by design. Speaking in Parliament, Prime Minister Modi categorically stated, "We had said from day one that our action was non-escalatory. No leader in the world asked us to stop Operation Sindoor," rejecting Trump's assertion and reaffirming India's sovereign decision-making on national security issues. Now, as Field Marshal Munir heads back to the United States amidst a full-blown tariff war, shifting power dynamics in South Asia are becoming impossible to ignore, raising difficult questions about whether Washington's courtship of Islamabad is part of a long-term pivot, and what that means for New Delhi's position on the global stage. For continuous updates on this developing story, and sharp analysis on India's foreign policy, military strategy, and international relations, make sure you subscribe to the Indian Express right here on YouTube. Hit that bell icon and stay one step ahead.